Bombshell Gooners! Christian Falk has just confirmed that £100 million is already being discussed for Arsenal's hottest attacking target, and both Arteta and Berta are massive fans. Meanwhile, Fabrizio Romano has dropped a bombshell about Real Madrid making contact for one of our most undroppable defenders. Merson has just said something about Martin Ødegaard that is going to divide this fan base right down the middle. And honestly, he might not be wrong. And the price tag on Gabriel Martinelli has just been revealed, and it is nowhere near enough. Let's get into all of it. If you want every detail on these massive stories as the window prepares to open, subscribe right now, turn on notifications, and let's go. Let's jump straight into the first story because Christian Falk has just confirmed what many of us have been feeling for weeks. Arsenal are going seriously hard for Eli Jr. Krooppy, and the numbers being discussed are enormous. Falk was as direct as it gets. That's true, he's definitely very high up on the list. I've heard Mikel Arteta is a fan of his. Sporting director Andrea Berta thinks he's very, very good. Arsenal wants to invest in that position. 100 million is already being discussed. I have the feeling that with Krooppy it's too late for Bayern. You hear it all the time that half of England are after him. I have a feeling he'll stay in England. Arsenal are certainly in the running. Read that back. £100 million already being discussed. Arteta is a fan. Berta thinks he is very, very good. This is not vague transfer gossip. This is two of the most important decision makers at Arsenal, both aligned on one target. That kind of internal unity is exactly what gets deals done. And the profile makes complete sense. Krooppy has been nothing short of a revelation at Bournemouth this season. 13 Premier League goals helping fire the Cherries into European football. At his age, with those numbers in that position, the ceiling is almost impossible to quantify. Falk himself has drawn comparisons to Thierry Henry. Now, let's be careful, that is an enormous comparison to make. But the point is valid. If Krooppy can even come close to that level of impact at Arsenal, this could be one of the signings of the decade. The competition will be fierce. Half of England are apparently in the race, and Bayern Munich had been interested too. But Arsenal's status as Premier League champions, the pull of Arteta working brilliantly with young talent, and the financial power that comes with a Champions League final run, all of that gives the Gunners a genuine edge. £100 million is a huge number, but for a generational talent, it might just be worth every penny. Now let's talk about a story that will make every Gooner deeply uncomfortable, because Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that Real Madrid have evaluated Riccardo Calafiori as they search for defensive reinforcements this summer. Romano confirmed it on his YouTube channel, making clear that while the path is not straightforward, the interest is very real. About Calafiori, I'd say that he's an important player for Arsenal, so I don't think it'll be easy for anyone to think about bringing Calafiori in. Real Madrid are looking for an additional defender who can play both as a central defender and potentially at left back. Riccardo Calafiori is a profile that clearly becomes an ideal one. Arsenal have very high demands to make. There have been some contacts. It's not a very easy path today. And here is the detail that makes this story so extraordinary. Jose Mourinho, the new Real Madrid manager, actually allowed Roma to sell Calafiori to Basel for just £1.5 million back in 2022. Arsenal then paid £42 million for him 2 years later. Now Mourinho wants to rectify that mistake. The irony is almost poetic. The honest truth is that Calafiori's profile is almost impossible to replace. A left-footed defender, only 24 years old, with the technical quality, vision and athleticism to function as an attacking outlet high up the pitch. Players like that simply do not appear on the market. Arteta will absolutely not want to lose him. But two things are also true. His injury record has been a genuine frustration this season. And if Real Madrid come in with a truly extraordinary offer, we are talking well north of 100 million, Arsenal may have a price in mind. Romano himself hinted that from an economic standpoint, there have already been some contacts. The message from the Gunners must be simple and firm. Calafiori is not for sale. Not this summer, not at any reasonable price. Close the door, Berta. Now let's talk about the story that has genuinely stopped me in my tracks, because Merson has just suggested that Arsenal may actually be thinking about selling Martin Ødegaard this summer. And as uncomfortable as it is to hear, the argument has some logic to it. Speaking on the Sports Agents podcast, Merson said, "It's madness for me to be saying this, but they probably will be thinking about that. But for me, I still think there'll be teams queuing round the block for him. When you play in the position that Odegaard plays in, you're screaming out for pace up front. You have to have pace." Let's be clear about one thing first. Martin Ødegaard deserves enormous respect for everything he has given this football club. He arrived when Arsenal were going nowhere, became captain, changed the culture, and played a central role in ending that 22-year wait for a Premier League title. That legacy is permanent, and nobody should ever take it away from him. But here is the uncomfortable truth. Odegaard will enter the final 2 years of his contract in July. His performances over the last 2 seasons have not consistently matched the level expected of a player in his position at a club with these ambitions. And the financial reality is brutal. If Arsenal wait too long, his value will drop, and the club could find themselves in another messy contract standoff. Merson's point about pace is also valid. In a tight Champions League final, Arsenal needed someone who could unlock a deep defensive block with a moment of individual brilliance. That is not Odegaard's game. The attack needs a different kind of energy at its core. Selling the captain will never feel right. But sentiment cannot drive decisions at a club that wants to win the Champions League. This summer might be the moment for both parties to move forward, as painful as that sounds. Now let's round things off with Gabriel Martinelli, because Christian Falk has just revealed the fee Arsenal are asking for the Brazilian, and the number needs to be significantly higher. Falk dropped the figure plainly. From England, rumours again about Gabriel Martinelli, 24 years old, from Arsenal, 45 million. Bayern Munich have been linked, with Thomas Tuchel reportedly a long-term admirer of the winger, and Falk acknowledged that connection is why the rumour keeps circulating. But here is the problem. £45 million for Martinelli is simply not enough. Not in this market. Not in 2026. Barcelona are paying around £70 million to sign Anthony Gordon from Newcastle. If Gordon is worth £70 million, then Martinelli's smart bats, who has Premier League title winner on his CV and years of top-flight experience, must command at least 50 to 60 million, and probably more. Now, the decision to sell Martinelli will not sit easily with many supporters. He has been part of this journey, contributed in big moments, and given genuine effort every time he has pulled on the shirt. That counts for something. But one Premier League goal this season is simply not the output of a player who deserves a starting berth at a Champions League chasing Arsenal side. Arteta needs more from the left side, in quality and in numbers, and Martinelli's departure alongside Trossard would create both the funds and the space to make that happen. The message to Berta is clear. If you are selling Martinelli, do not accept a penny under 55 million. This club has earned the right to demand proper money for its players. Do not give Bayern a bargain. Now I want to hear from you. Is £100 million the right price for Krooppy, or is that too much? Should Arsenal slam the door shut on Real Madrid for Calafiori? Is Merson actually right about Odegaard? And what is the right price for Martinelli? Drop everything in the comments right now. I read every single one, and your debates are always absolutely electric. Let's build this summer together. And if you want every Arsenal update as we push to finally bring that Champions League trophy home, hit that subscribe button right now, smash it, and turn on notifications. The window is almost open, and we are coming for everything. Until next time, Gooners, come on you Gunners.